are going to finish going over the chapter 1 questions, and then we're going to play the Kieser quiz for the quest that's tomorrow. And that should be up on Teams for you. So where did we leave off? What's the difference between truth and tolerance? What does tolerance traditionally? What does tolerance traditionally mean? To put up with something that you think is not true or you think is not right, or yeah, you don't agree with. So if you've got a neighbor living in an apartment, you've got a neighbor who plays, their, I don't know, Led Zeppelin which is a group from the States, at high decibels, and you don't want to listen to that, yeah?
Didn't that blow up? Hindenburg?
The Hindenburg did blow up. Led Zeppelin was a 70s band. Apparently, they got their name, and it was LED, not LEAD, but apparently they got their name that their first review as a band. The reviewer said that they were going to plummet like a Led Zeppelin. But they're playing their music at a very high decibel, and you can, choose to confront them, or you can tolerate it. You can put up with it, right? So that's what tolerance used to mean. What does it mean now? What? Yeah, accepting tolerance is not just putting up with something. It's accepting all views as true or acceptable, except one. There is the view that there is such a thing as absolute truth is unacceptable, but everything else is fine. And obviously they state often that there's no such thing as absolute truth. But truth, if it's to be truth, it has to be absolute, and by definition it is. Okay, the engage questions. How would you respond to this statement? All religions are true. Okay, all religions are true, then what is truth? There's no, it's here, and it's here, and it's here, and it's, yeah. How else would you respond? Yeah, so there are contradictions between all religions. There's no two religions that say the exact same thing. People like to say that the religions all say the same thing. They do not. A person who says that all religions say the same thing doesn't know anything about those religions and never took my world religions class, because they don't. Now, they have some things in common. Like all of them say to be kind. All of them say to be loving. All of them, say to be truthful. They have a moral code. What is a possible explanation for why all religions and all people would have that same sort of moral code in common? And it's not because all religions say it. It's because there's a moral law written on the heart of man. We'll have a whole section on the moral law, but there's a moral law that is written on the heart of mankind, and we know that it's wrong. And people will, when it happens to them, they will say it's wrong. Right? But when they do it, it's not. So I will learn more about that in the certain chapters. I will learn more about what people mean by their reactions. So all religions can't be true because they make contrary claims. And both contrary claims that they can't both be true. In other words, Jesus can't both be risen and not risen at the same time. Either he rose from the dead or he didn't. And Christianity claims that he literally, physically rose from the dead. If that is true, then Islam, which says he never actually died, some say that he just swooned and was badly injured and revived. Some say that there was another person that took his place that looked a lot like him. But either way, those claims, one is true and one is false, or both are false, but they can't both be true. Does that make sense? So yeah, all religions. Now, is there truth in all religions? Do all religions have some truth in them? Yeah, probably. But they can't all be. Why shouldn't the elephant parable make any sense to the pluralist? Remember, that's the one where a series of blind men feel a different part of the elephant, and they think the elephant is different things. One thinks it's a fan, one thinks it's a rope, one thinks it's a wall, one thinks it's a snake, depending on what they're feeling. Why does that? Why shouldn't it make any sense to the pluralist? The pluralist, the person who believes that all religions are true. The pluralist says this shows that there are different perspectives, and none of them are completely right, and none of them are completely wrong. Why is that not true? Why does it not show that? No, not all of them are wrong. Think about the voice that's described. What does that person? There's an objective perspective of the poem. That is 100% correct. So that objective perspective knows the truth, that it's an element. So that poem assumes to the writer that what is real and what is true and what is objective, and that is that it's an elephant. From his position, he can judge what is true, and the blind men can't. So that's I mean, it was meant to be this idea of like, you see it one way, I see it another way, and we're all right, or we're all wrong, but we're not. But none of the blind men had the true perspective. If you have the true perspective, then you're right. And the author, or the narrator, I should say, knows exactly what that animal is, that is their home. And so they can judge what is right. What are some of the main issues you learned in chapter 1 regarding pluralists?
They believe things are true.
Yep, they believe all things are true, and they contradict themselves. How do they feel about absolute truth claims? Yeah, they abhor them. They hate absolute truth claims. There are no absolute truth claims, and they state that absolutely. They both hate and make absolute truth claims. So they say we shouldn't make out absolute truth claims, but that in itself is an absolute truth claim. So they're making the very thing that they abhor. So it's a completely untenable position. It's an unenforceable and unkeepable position to say all things are true. That can't be. All religious beliefs are true. Either Jesus is risen or he's not. Either Jesus is the only way or he's not. Either Muhammad wrote down what God said or he didn't. Either the Book of Mormon is true or it's not. But they can't all be true. Even within Mormonism, they've made changes over the course of time. It used to be that if you were black, you couldn't be a Mormon. It used to be and I even talked to some Mormon missionaries who said, polygamy is still God's best. They still believe in it. It's just they legally couldn't do it. So all of a sudden God changed his mind and said, we won't have polygamy anymore. But they still believe in polygamy in heaven. And they still believe it's what God ordained in the Old Testament. One of the things you'll learn this year is that the Old Testament, the Bible doesn't commend everything that it records. Is there polygamy in the Old Testament? Yes. Is there anywhere where it says thou shalt take multiple wives? Never. And it always worked out for those. So yeah. So yeah, summarize in your own words the key takeaway of the chapter, and you can do that. Any questions on that? Okay. Want to play the Kieser quiz? No? You want to be my scorekeeper then?
I'll be your
You know? Don't be my scorekeeper. Okay, how are we going to do this? Well, he asked first.
Yeah. Let's go.
How do you want to split up the teams?
How
How do you split it up? Gentlemen, are you up for girls versus boys? Get me in trouble. Okay, I need you 5 girls to find a place over here, and you 3 boys, and 4 boys actually. You're gonna have to get up and move. You're gonna have to get out and take it. Ken's over. No, you just need to be on this side. So you guys are already. You just need to get okay. No, because I can't see Trace. Okay.
What?
You can sit next to Nick. You can sit back there with Logan. And scoot some more, Ben. Whoever told you what my son called your boy?
What?
Ford flipper.
I'm the scorekeeper.
I've never forgotten that. Sometimes when I look at your name, that's what's on it.
I'm built different, babe.
Okay, you ready? What's your team name? Chicas. What's your name? What? Group 2.
No. Dude, shut up. Go ahead.
What are you doing? No.
Why are you old?
Sitting bulls?
No, just one.
Okay, you ready? First person I see stand up. And there is candy at stake. Here's the definition. Give me the term. Telling it like it is. Go. Ben. Truth. Here's the definition. Give me the word. That which corresponds to its object. Go. Ben. Here's the definition. Give me the word. A statement that fails to meet its own standard. Go. Grace. What's the term the book gave it? Lucas. Self-defeating statement. I'm not in jeopardy. True or false? Contrary beliefs are possible, but contrary truths are not possible. Go. Claire? True. That's true. Here's the definition. Give me the word. People who adhere to a view that all religious, here's the definition, people who adhere to a view that all religious beliefs are true. Go. Grace? Pluralist. True or false? If something is true, it is true for all people at all times and in all places. Go. Davis.
True.
Is the following a truth about truth? So this is yes or no question. Is the following a truth about truth? Truth is discovered, not invented. Go. Grace? That's yes, yes. Is the following a truth about truth? All truths are absolute truths. Go. Jake? Grace?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's another way of saying that is all truth or all truth. Is the following a truth about truth? Truth is culturally established. Go. Lucas? Next question. How many games has the Husker women's volleyball team played this season? Go. Ben?
4.
Yeah.
None.
0.
Yes.
There are no fall sports in the Big Ten.
No.
Is the following a truth about truth? Truth can be affected by the attitude of the one professing it. Go. Davis.
No.
No.
I'm just used to true or false.
I know. Is the following a truth about truth? Truth is unchanging, even though our beliefs about truth change. Go. Rose? Yes. Is the following a truth about truth? Facts change based on beliefs. Go. Ben?
False.
So fill in the blank. Our rejection of religious and moral truth is often not based on intellectual grounds, but rather blank grounds. And the word means an act of the will. Go. Lucas. Volitional. Here's the definition. Throw that one down at the dinner table. Your parents will be really impressed. Use that in a sentence. And then when they go, wow, where did you learn that? You say, Mrs. Kieser. You say Mrs. Kieser.
Educational
And they're
purposes.
impressed with me too. Here's the definition. Give me the word. An actual state of affairs. Go. Lucas?
Three questions.
True or false? All truth claims are absolute, narrow, and exclusive. Go. Lucas? True or false? Truth is relative, but not absolute. Go. True or false? All truths exclude their opposites, even religious truths. Go. Grace? True. True or false? As Christians, we should accept other people's beliefs without questioning. Go. Grace? False. What is the number one song, Christian song in the nation this week? Go. I'll tell you who it's by. It's by For King and Country, Kirk Franklin and Tori Kelly. Go.
Mean something.
Go. It's called Together.
Yeah.
Together. True or false? False ideas about truth lead to false ideas about life. Go. Here's the definition. Give me the word. a statement that turns a statement, a truth claim, on itself and helps expose the statement as false. Go. Grace. The root run attack. Okay.
Where's our headphone?
Okay, so this is up to a 3-point question. So it could possibly take you into a tie or
It can't
say
be
outright.
outright.
So answer this question. Why can't all religions be true? Grace.
If all religions were true, they contradict themselves, so one religion can't be true, this religion is true, because they would contradictory statements. And
I'll give you 2 out of the 3.
We go.
Can you go again? So here's what I have written here. There are opposing contradictory beliefs in all religions. All truths exclude their opposites, so they cannot all be true. So that's the one thing you didn't put in there, is that all truths exclude their opposites. So if it's true, the opposite thing cannot be true. So all religions make truth claims, but they make contradictory, opposing truth claims. All truths exclude their opposites, so they cannot all be true. Have we got that? Okay. I'm feeling magnanimous. Everybody gets candy. Except for you. I'm sorry you don't get candy. You don't have to be here to get candy.